Jai Gajanan. Ganeshaya Namastubhyam. Hirambaya Ekadantini. Swanandavasini Tubhyam. Brahmanaspataye Namaha. With humble pranams, all Paramacharyas, Acharyas, and Gurus. Let us continue our study of Jnanasara from where we left off in the last session. We were looking at the conversation between Narada and Surya. And now Narada is asking the next question. It is said that doing Ganesh Puja is almost getting half the work done. So, doing Ganesh Puja itself makes the Devas pleased, the creator of this fourfold universe pleased. This was known to the ancient Munis as well, who were experts in the yogic principles. Now tell me how we can please him fully. Tell us about it, O Prabhu. Surya said, the form of the Lord of Jivas is the manifest and unmanifest world where Ganesha is the Atma in all the living beings. The Atman Pancham Brahmanaspati. Pleasing Ganesha is pleasing the Atma in all. No doubt we have to follow the instructions or the injunctions given in the Vedas as regards puja of Ganesha. But then each individual person has his own objects of desire for nourishment of his gross body. And he knows that the Atma within is the Atma Ganesh within him. And so, accordingly, according to what pleases him, the best of it he makes as offerings to Ganesha in Ganesh Puja. The logic is it is by pleasing the Atma in the body that one can attain so total satisfaction. Shastras have prescribed the actions for pleasing the Atma. So, for bodily enjoyments, one has to praise Ganesha. Atma satisfaction is possible only through Ganesh Puja. So, they do offerings to Ganesha also, that which satisfies their own Atma, as it is ultimately for the Atma Ganesh that all the offerings are made. Now, if you compare it to a kingdom, like it is possible where all our actions are performed in order to please the king, for example. Doing karmas as a citizen pleases the king by assisting him in getting his objects or goals done. And so he becomes successful. When the king invites some people to do work and gives orders regarding the same, it is the work of the ministers to see that those tasks are accomplished. And when the work as per desire of the king gets done, needless to say, it pleases him. So this is the same process for the work of a man also. The ministers follow the orders of the king. Those who observe the Rajapurusha Marga get fruits of pleasing the one in power. So he fulfills orders of the king without wasting any time. This brings him good returns in life. And during good times, also in times of sorrow, he gets assistance whenever the need arises. Have no doubt that orders of the king may be without any fruits also. The same applies to people in administration as well as like in the administration of the king, the administration department of the king. Like if one desires for benefits, it means he has to follow the orders of authority in his daily karmas, incidental karmas, and karmas when he has desire for certain pleasures. So Vedas speak of various karmas and their meaning for those who are initiated as well as for the uninitiated for all the six doctrines that please Ganesha. Before pleasing one's favorite deities, it is necessary to please the people's deity also. Having gained a human body, one is duty bound to do so for enjoyment of one's Atma. So Narada asked, how does one worship Ganapati alone and does not do any actions to please the Lokadeva and get his physical pleasures also? If he's doing all that, if a person does all worship for pleasing the Ganapati, that is the Atma within, and if he does not do any actions or any actions that pleases the Loka Deva or the the people's head, then how can his physical pleasures get satisfied? Surya replies, one who has attained Ganesha Diksha is a Ekadeshi. That is, he is the worshipper of one person, and that is Ganesha exclusively. So also a person bound to a king has a singular affection for the king and stands up for him. If a person is initiated into the Bhakti Marga, then Gajanana becomes like that, like a king. That is, he's a friend, and his position with Gajanana is the same as a king. So when a person is initiated into the Upasana Marga, the relation is that of a son to a king, a son and a king. A person who is initiated into the Jnana Marga of Brahmanaspati, it is like a brother and brother or son, a friend of a king, such as royalty. Means that's a kind of a relationship with Ganesha. A minister, as stated earlier, can also please by doing the same thing, like by presenting him with what pleases him most. Say a rose every day in the morning, the king feels happy about it instantly. If one hurts his wishes, the king may get angry. So also is the case in matters of physical nourishment for people with singular faith. By feeding him what he likes most, you please the Karma Deva Vignapa. We all know Vignapa loves Modak. So we prepare Modak so as to please Ganapa. Or we may offer Durva, Shammi, Mandar, which pleases him. Because these leaves or flowers have got the special benevolence of Gajanana. So when Gajanana is filled with love, he casts his Kripa Drishti on you. So Panchadevas and other gods pray reverentially to Ganesha. So when they find themselves helpless in doing their administrative functions that have been allotted to them. An initiated Ganapa who desires to install Ganesha in his heart, he should follow all the orders of Ganesha. He will then be included as though he is members of the Ganesha's assembly, the Ganas of the Panchadevas and others. Narada asks, how does a Ganesh devotee without initiation fulfill his need for bodily enjoyments on earth? Please tell me. Surya replied, Dvija, Ganesh Vaidikas do what Shautas and Smartas do. Devas are satisfied by what is offered in the form of karmas. Pleasing Ganesha involves adopting Ganesha principles in your daily life. They offer what is dearest to them, to Devas in karmas. This pleases them. So when they are pleased, they give you the fruits of your actions, what you desire. Then Narada's question is, this fourfold form of this world is the body of Brahmanaspati. That is, Brahmanaspati has manifested as this world. How is it possible for the world to please him completely? Surya replies, to yogis who have a single pointed faith and devotion, he will appear as such. For those who have hard feelings, he becomes the light. Those who do not have a feeling of separateness, he resides in their hearts. O Munishwara. Gananatha alone does everything as the Atma within. Having a feeling of being different, he becomes everything all around as Ganesha, who is present everywhere as the operational form of Ganesha. Vishnu, Shiva, Shakti, Surya are all his ministers. As ministers, they must have authority and duty towards administration. So those who have a singular faith in Shambhu should first perform Archana to Ganesha as a duty before doing worship to their own gods for fulfillment of their material desires. No minister has any independent right in administration without his permission. As the king said, it was only with such permission that Shiva held the power of administration at first. So Narada asked, the fourfold form of this world is the body of Brahmanaspati. Jiveshwara's body is the form of this world. Please tell me how we can please him. Surya replied, pleasing the Jivesh, that is the Lord of the Jiva, the individual Jiva of the fourfold form, is to please Ganesha, not otherwise. The Lord as manifest in the world is also Jivesh of the fourfold form of the world. That is for Ishwaras. Ganesh himself is the ansh of the Jiveshwara, endowed with the three gunas. So when Ganesh Paramatma says Aham Dehamaya, it is Ganesh who is receiving half the satisfaction. It is to indicate that he derives from being Ganesha. Then Shakti, Shiva, Vishnu, Bhaskara are parts of the manifested body of this Guneshwara, and human beings are said to be a part of his, or we can say they are surrendered to his feet or listen to him. Of the five devas endowed with one guna each, such as Brahma is endowed with Rajo guna, Shiva endowed with Tamo guna, Vishnu endowed with Sattva guna, Shakti endowed with all three gunas, Surya is the Atma in all, or the sense of doership. So, with each guna, they enter the universe and take. So, Mahesha, and now if for Shambhu, he takes 1/5 part of all the gunas and enters the universe. The Lokadeva, with a ninth ansh, is one of the 10 Dikpals, representing the 10 directions. So Lokadeva is just 1/10. So he takes ninth ansh. So 1/10 portion only he gets. They wear vibhuti symbolically. This is to please devas and munis, Shivas and others who are in the Turiya state of being. There is no way or other way of pleasing the 8 anshas. There are separate and independent ways of pleasing each one of the Ishwaras. You may follow, if you are a Vaishnavite, you may have a straight the pundra, that is your 3 lines on your forehead. So you have different ways of pleasing them. So Narada asks, how is pleasing Ganapa pleases him? Tell me. Surya said, pleasing yogis alone makes Ganesh Yoga Nayaka fully satisfied. So that's what they say, that when you please the devotees, when you do seva of the devotees, that pleases the Lord Himself. So with Nirvana Diksha, this makes it greater. If you have taken Nirvana Diksha, it makes Ganesha Brahmanaspati pleased 3 times over. Yoga Diksha pleases him partly. Upasana Diksha also results only in half satisfaction. Bhakti Yoga initiation also results in half satisfaction of the Lord. The uninitiated have least possibility of satisfying Ganeshwar in carrying the Ganesha tradition. So there they do the work or the karmas through an initiated Ganesha. So then they do get the half the satisfaction. Narada then asks, in which kalpa did Brahmanaspati take birth as Ganesha and establish the Swargaswananda Patanam for blessing the people? Swargaswananda Patanam, as we have seen earlier, it is in Kailash. So that was the time when Ganesha was born as Shiva's son, and he established the Swargaswananda in Kailash. So he further asks, what does Ganesha do in the assembly at Swananda Nagar? What are his duties? When he arrives at his assembly, what does he do? Along with Siddhi and Buddhi, O Munishara. Please tell me what Bhrushandi and Mudgala said about it chronologically. So Surya replies, Swarga Swananda Nagara is located on the eastern part of Kailash. It was established by Gananatha out of his own desire. In Swananda Palace, there is an assembly attended by Ganesha, with Siddhi and Buddhi. Swargaswananda Palace is the place where gods go for strength. Munis and men to go there for fulfillment of their desires, material desires as well as liberation. The brave and valiant are guards on duty at the Ganesha's doors. Jeshtraja Gajanana is seated in the middle of the assembly. He's commanding, he's seated on a throne with Siddhi Buddhi. Ganesh, the young king, is seated to his left on a lower seat. The ministers too are present there invisibly in the Turiya states, seated on still lower seats. On either side of the Lord are two Senapatis, standing on either side. To the Lord's right is the chief of Senas, standing towards the back. He stands behind Ganesha with a book in hand. Having got permission for Dwaresh, gods enter the assembly of the Lord. So when Gajanana is seated with Siddhi and Buddhi, when the assembly is ready, the gods enter the assembly. At other doors leading to Swananda, Ganapa is on the far end. Shiva and other gods are present in their Turiya states. They stand along with other devas and munis waiting for instructions from Ganaka. Panchadevas and other gods are also standing on the outskirts, that is in the Praharam. The Lord of Swargaswananda is Shambhu's son Ganeshwar, who is observing the movements in the assembly hall silently. So Ganaka Rishi, he is looking into a book. It is on the cover page of the book is written announcements. The announcements that which is to be made in the assembly is contained in that book. The announcements made by God's messengers Sumukha and Durmukha. On announcing the names, it is announced loudly thrice. Then the concerned deity, these by this Sumukha and Durmukha, then the concerned deities will have to arrive there in front of Ganesha and stand near the Lord to receive instructions from him what work to be done. So narrowing his eyebrows, Gananatha looks at Guneshwar, who's seated in the lower seat next to him, who implicitly gives his opinion with an intention for fulfillment. The expert advice. He gives orders and Ganesha, and then Ganesha gives the orders, then Ganesha stamps it. Then he passes the orders to Ganesha for a stamp. He puts his own stamp on the announcement notice. Ganakeshwar smiles and gives Ganaka a book with pictures painted by himself. He in turn places a document in the hands of Shiva's son, giving a report on the subject of education of Shambhu's son. These are the proceedings of the assembly in Swargaswananda. He passes it on to Mahadevi, standing by his side, Mahabuddhi. Mahabuddhi, close by, attempts to read the document. Education comes under the authority of Mahabuddhi. That's her portfolio. Loved by all teachers. Teachers too receive instantly all information, including rare and inaccessible knowledge. The report gives information on other matters of Shambhu's son as well. He passed it on to Shakti's hands under the orders of Ganaka Rishi. Then Mahasiddhi, who was standing nearby, reads the letter. It was under Mahasiddhi's administration that devotees received the blessings. Therefore, it is Siddhi Buddhi who are always the cause. Besides, at the place of the command of gods at Swargaswananda Patanam, devotees make efforts to receive whatever their desires are, whatever siddhis they desire. So these are the proceedings which is going on in Swargaswananda at east of Kailash. Then Narada asked, please tell me the step-by-step Pancharchana Puja on Siddhi Marga. Siddhi, how the worship of Siddhi is on the Panchamarga, Pancharchana Puja. Surya said, in Rajasthan, an Ansh of Ganesha was born as a royal prince on the earth. Rajalakshmi and Rajavidya from the heavens were perhaps born as Vanita and Kirti in the city of Rajasthan. A messenger named Chanda from a southern nation brought news of his king that his country's freedom was at stake. Chanda was formerly a Brahmin who became Chanda. Listen what he said. The Maharaja of my country gives freedom to all players. If you look at it in a broad way, you will see that sorrow does not exist. Rajasthan Patnam is also one such country. It stands surrounded by the five sheets, like the five koshas, which Vishnu, Shakti, and Surya brought with them. Which means that this place is a blessed land. I request all five devas to go to the palace where the king can worship you. I request Mahabuddhi to throw a benevolent glance on the king. In the area of productivity, Mahasiddhi appears to be pleased with the king. In this universe, it is very rare to be deserving of her benevolent grace and blessings. So, listening to this Brahmin Chanda speak about Rajasthan in this manner was pleasing because he had gone through the five enclosures around Ganesha and received their grace. Rajavidya worship of Mahabuddhi makes a person best of the twice born. And it makes them best to deliver like a prince and have the darshan of Ganapa as well. Worship of Mahasiddhi makes a Brahmin most excellent, the king a friend, and a worker most skilled. This will enable a king to ensure happiness of the whole city, whole society, benefit the Brahmins and Ganeshas, that is Ganesh devotees, and make them adhere to their own dharma of doing the Pancharchana Puja of the Lord. So one gets to enjoy sequentially all the pleasures at abodes of the five gods and even experience the abode of Ganeshwara. Besides, one may get liberation if that's what one desires due to the practice and sadhana, yoga sadhana, and finally attain Ganesha's luminosity established in the cave of the heart while in the human body, and then later Swananda Loka of Ganesha. After this, Narada asked, please tell us the 108 names of Ganesha as a deity. How do we do the Pancharchana Puja or the Pancham Deva, that is Ganesha? So Surya enumerates the 108 names of Ganesha. I'm just enumerating them. Ganatipa, Falachandra, Shutaladanta, Pichandila, Manikarni, Chaturdanta, Pingalaksha, Vignapa, Kalanala, Prashamana, Sarva Vigna, Vinashana, Navanita, Ratnagarbha, Veera, Pravalaka, Dharmeshwara, Kamesha, Vidyesha, Bhagyavardhana, Vibhavat, Muktidata, Bhukti Rupa Pradayaka, Vijaya, Garbhadoshagna, Medhada, Kirtidayaka, Daurбhagyanashaka, Shokahara, Dukkha Pranashana, Gauri Garbha, Samudbhuta, Vamana, Rajaputra, Mitra, Vallabhesha, Uchishta Swarnadayaka, Chitraganteshwara, Dwara, Moda, Pramoda, Muhurta, Kapardi, Heramba, Gajakaranaka. ದಂತಹಸ್ತ ಅಷ್ಟಶಕ್ತೀಶ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಅಷ್ಟಸಿದ್ಧಿ ನಾಯಕ ಸನಾತನ ದ್ವಿಮುಖ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಕೂಷ್ಮಾಂಡ ಕೂಟದಂತಕ್ प्रतिवादी मुख स्तंभकारक मृत्युनाशन महापापहर रुष्टचित्त प्रसादन पुष्टि योगिनीश मृत्यु संजीवनीपति मोहिनीश गणक भागीरथी भागीरथ वरप्रदा हरिश्चंद्र गणेश ऊर्ध्वगणाधिप स्थूलतंक बल्लाळ चंदोदंड कलिप्रिया कुनितक्ष मोदकाशी चंदी देहलिसंभव पृथक अवतार युक्त मूर्ति are all well known. So these are the names which are well known of Ganesha. Then he goes on to say Ganesha's murtis, Ganesha's idols, there are several murtis in different parts. So they are from memory, and the names of these murtis are also sometimes used for doing archana. So they are Siddhi Buddhipati, Hemagarbhado, Viradapati, Ekadantesh, Varada, Pushtish, Kapilatmaja, Parasharo, Mahamantra, Dhanurveda, Varaprada, Mahodara, पंचकन्यापति ज्ञानारि नाशक संकष्टहरक पंचवरदा वरदाभीदा गजानन विघ्नहर्ता सिंदूर गणनायक स्कंदाग्रजा तत्वपति ज्ञानेश योगनायक लंबोदरा शक्तिपति शक्तिरूपधरा मूषकेश शक्तिपुत्र श्री शम्मी वरदा श्री शक्ति वरदा सूर्य रूप दृक् प्रभापति हिरण्य पुरुष पुत्र सूर्येश विकट रक्तश्वेतार्क वरदा विघ्नेश शूर्पकर्णक चतुर्भुजा विष्णु रूपा विष्णवीश धरणीधरा धूम्रवर्णा शंभुरूपी स्वात्म बुद्धि प्रकाशक महेश वरदा दुर्वा पार्वती गणनायक गजदंता मंगलेश शोणभद्र गणेश्वर कटनकट सुधामूर्ति हरिद्रा गव्यचंदन अविमुक्ता लक्षेश लाभेश बीज विघ्नप षडानना सहस्रास्य सुमुख कल्पक पंचवक्त्र चतुर्वक्त्र शिवपुत्र वरप्रदा दुर्मुख निधीदा कुक्षिर्बाला घोर नृतक सरस्वतीपति कृष्ण महालक्ष्मी वरप्रदा आशापुरा are all names of Ganesha's murtis or idols worshipped in different parts of the world. Without Ganesha's connection, Pancham's idol alone was given by Ganaka and other wise ones. Vakratunda, Dundiraja, Mayuresha, Madotkata, Omkara, Lakshmish, Kalashvetarka, Vignapa, Mandara Ganapa, Shami Ganapati, Gauri Mala Samudbhuta, Yaksha, Durga, Balak, भूतीश तरुणा वृद्धा धूमकेतु भूमिपा वयूर वन्नी पाशपाणि व्योम क्षिप्रप्रसादन एका अभयप्रदा चंद्र अग्नि सिंहमुखा सत्य and त्रिमुखा are the 300 names. So all these together make 300 names. These are well-known names of Ganesha Murti, which are also names of the Supreme. Both have similar names whether he was born as an Ansh of Surya, Vishnu or Rudra. It includes both mothers or born of Gaja, Gauri and Shambhu. It is the same name Ganesha established in Swarga Swananda. Now he goes on to say, I shall tell you a separate list of names of Ganesha Murti, Ganesh idols. Ganadipa, Falachandra, Stuladanta, Pichandila, Manikarni, Chaturdanta, Pingalachakshu, Vignapa, Kalanala, Prashamana, Sarvavigna Vinashaka, Navanita, Ratnagarbha, Veera, Pravalaka, Dharmeshwara, Kamesh, Vidyesh, Bhagyavardhana, Vibhava, Bhukti Muktidata, Rupa Pradayaka, Vijaya, Garbhadoshagna, Medada, Kirtidayak, Daurbhagyanashak, Shokahara, Dukkha Pranashana, Gauri Garbha Samudbhuta, Vamana, Rajaputra, Mitra, Vallabhesh, Uchishta Swarnadayak, Chitraganteshwara, Dwara Moda, द्वारा मोदा प्रमोदा मुहूर्ता कपर्दीश हेरंबा गजकर्णका दंतहस्ता प्रचंड सिद्धेश अष्टसिद्धाद सनातन संतान द्विमुखो मार्ग कूष्मांड कूटदंतक प्रतिवादी मुख स्तंभकारक मृत्युनाशन महापापहर रुष्टि ऋष्टचित्ति प्रसादन पुष्ट योगिनी नाथ मृत संजीवनीपति मोहिनीश गणका भगीरथ वरप्रदा हरिश्चंद्र गणेश ऊर्धु गणाधिपा शूलांतक बल्लाळ चंदोदंड कलिप्रिया कुणिताक्ष मोदकाक्षी चंदी देहाली संभव वक्रतुंड दुंडिराज मयूरेश विनायक ओंकार लक्ष्मीश कालश्वेतार्क विघ्नप मंदार शम्मी यक्ष दुर्गास्य मलोद्भव भूतीश तरुण वृद्ध धूमकेतु भूमिप वायु वन्नी पाशपानी व्योम क्षिप्रप्रसादन ಏಕ ಅಭಯಪ್ರದ ಇಂದ್ರ ಅಗ್ನ ಸಿಂಹಮುಖ ಸತ್ಯ ತ್ರಿಮುಖ ವಲ್ಲವಿನಾಯಕ ಗಜೋದ್ಭವ ಬೀಜಭಾವ ವಟಕ ಅಷ್ಟ ಅಶ್ವಾತಕ ದ್ವೈಮಧುರ ವಿಖ್ಯಾತ ಗುಣೇಶ ಮೂರ್ತಿ. So these were the names of Ganesha's idols or murtis. Then Narada has a doubt about this. He says, since both are related, what are the similarities and differences in Ganesha and Ganesha idols? Please tell me, O teacher, because both are presented with an elephant's trunk. Surya said, Vakratunda Ganesha killed Matsarasura. Vakratunda blessed Ganesha with a Trimurti boon. Ganeshwar incarnated as Dundi Raja for killing Durasan. Dundi Guneshwara incarnated for destroying the kingdom of Divodas. Vinayaka Mayuresha incarnated from Omkar as a result of Brahmanaspati's boon to Ganesh Deva. Ganesh is connected to Omkar in Surya state, while Gananayaka was born to Samabrahma, husband of Lakshmi. Samabrahma is Vishnu, husband of Lakshmi. He was born in Kshirosagar to Lakshmi and became Guneshwar. Ganesha's boon to Kala resulted in Ganesha's birth in the form of Kala. The four-armed Ganesha is born from the roots of Shvetarka tree, while the 10-armed Ganesha is born from the roots of Shammi tree. Ganeshwar with 10 arms was born of Hataprabha, and Guneshwar with 4 arms was born of Mandara Deva. There is a difference in the fragrance and color of Ganesha born from Mandar. Ganeshwar was born in Shakti Loka from Shakti's dirt. Ganesha born from dirt of Uma Devi's body was made of the 3 gunas. He was born as a Yakshak, the destroyer of power to destroy the pride of Devas. The earlier Kenopanishad mentions Gananayaka as the husband of Buddhi, Yakshinya, Ganesha in the Turya state gave a boon to Durga and thus was born as Ganesha Pancham. He had a form of Durga with face of elephant above the neck. His body below the neck is man named as Durga Ganapati, who is the Turya Ganesha. The son of Surya's wife, Bala, became aged in the body as youth itself. Trimukha too had a body like Ganesha. At Atriya's place, Ganesha is seated with three faces. Trishundi. There is an opinion that neither is he an elephant faced, neither is he an elephant faced god nor Bala or having a three trunked face, but are Leelas of the Supreme. Ganesha, who loves devotion, is called Vruddha. Ganesha, born from the essence of ashes, is addressed as Bhuti Vignapa. As Shankara's son, he became a mind-born son of Brahma. Guneshwara was also born to Ashtasiddhi. Mahasiddhi worshipped to be of service to him as wife and so married Pancham. Siddhi gave birth to Dhumaketu Ganeshwar to kill Dhumrasu. So in each of these sentences, you will see a similarity and a difference. Similarity in the form, difference in the purpose. For ending, Kala, Navavaktra Guneshwara manifested to kill Mlecha. Both incarnated several times for different purposes. Born from an elephant in Turiya state of Paramatma, he assumes the same form in the collective at the macrocosmic level as well. Now, in his birth in the house of Shiva with an elephant's head, the abode at Swargaswananda manifested from Ganga Gauri. Suryatma is born of two mothers, both living in Swargaswananda. Guneshwara, born of Maya, exists at the individual and collective levels. So, in this way, Surya says, I have just narrated the glory of the meaning and the differences. Although they are of the same form, Guneshwara and Ganeshwara, but see the differences in their names as well as the purpose of taking birth and the subtle differences that is there, or in spite of their similarities in form, as shape with the trunk of an elephant and body of a human being. Now Narada asks, Brahmanaspati exists as 108 murtis, idols in various places. Please tell me about the differences in the qualities in connections with Shaktis. Surya replies, in 15 murtis of the 108, he is with one Shakti. The Supreme connected to 5 girls is Siddhi herself, who has become his 8 Shaktis in its various forms. The 8 Shaktis together become one form, which is the 9th Murti. Brahmanaspati is with Siddhi Buddhi as per the Vedas. Prabhu is Ishwar, who is husband of Shakti, Pushti and Lakshmi. Parvati is Ganapa, Vani is Shanmukha and Panchavaktrak. This was formed with Indra, fire, air, space and earth distortions. That is, ansh from each of them or permutations and combinations. So the famous Pashapani includes one Shakti. As a youth, he is connected with 8 Shaktis. That is, which are the 8 Shaktis? Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Parashakti, Vidya Shakti, Maya Shakti, Dravya Shakti and Yoga Shakti. Prabhu is Panchakanya, Pati of the 5 young girls, that is the virgins. Saraswati, Pushti, Yogini, Mohini, and Panchakanya. With Anima and other siddhis, he is Bhutisha, that is Lord of the gross elements. Thus, Vignapa has incarnated several times with different names along with Siddhi and Buddhi, his Shaktis. So, also he has incarnated with different names. Now, Narada asks, please tell me about Ganesha's Murtis. These were all Ganesha's Murtis along with the qualities of the Shaktis. So, what are Ganesha's Murtis along with the Shaktis? Surya replied, he is found with two Shaktis in 56 Murtis. Murtis or idols. He is found with one Shakti in 16 Murtis. Along with the 8 Shaktis, he is found in 4 Murtis. He is found unseparated with Shaktis in 32 Murtis. Whether young or old, Dundisha is quick to bestow his grace. As Trimukha riding on a lion or horse, he incarnated to kill Shurantaka. As Bhimachandi, he came to kill Kunitaksha and Kalipriya. Ganaka incarnated to kill Chandadanda. He incarnated as Kushmanda, Harishchandra, Heramba, and Bhagiratha. He took birth from Muhurta Gauri's womb as two-faced during Margashir's and then as Kapardish and Siddesh for destroying the sins. As Rushta, he became very popular and unseparated from Shakti. As Dantahasta Ganeshwara, he was equipped with 8 Vidyas. Remember, he is using that Ekadanta for writing. So, as a Dantahasta, the one who is holding the tooth in his hand, Ganeshwara, he was equipped with 8 Vidyas. They were Shruti, Smriti, Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vidya, Artha Vidya, Archery, Gandharva Vidya, that is which is knowledge about music. Ayurvidya, knowledge about the medicinal plants. These are the Ashtavidyas, O Munishwara. As Taruna Gananayaka is endowed with 8 Shaktis. Endowed with 8 Buddhis, he is called Medha Guneshwara. Ganeshwara. The 8 Buddhis are Buddhi, Manisha, Dishana, Di, Prajna, Shemoshi, Mati, and Medha. This is Guneshwara. So the 8 Siddhis of Deva Siddhi Vinayaka are Anima and others. Dantahasta as a youth, Medha Siddhi Vinayaka endowed with 8 Shaktis. He is a lord of Vedic texts. Pashapani, Vanni, Vayu, Vyoma, Pushti Vinayaka is Vallabhesh. Lord of Sharada, Bhumi and husband of Yakshini. Offspring of the Lord of Vallavi, Lord of Lakshmi, husband of Yogini, Uchishta Gadapati, husband of Mohini, and husband of Sanjeevani. So these are the various Murtis of Guneshwara. 16 Murtis of Ganesha is an association of one Shakti. These include Prana Shakti, Vyoma, Vani, Sharada, Yakshini, Sanjini, Mohini, Vallavi, and Neela Saraswati as an Ansh of Mahabuddhi. And there are 8 Lakshmis, Siddha Lakshmi, Anna Lakshmi, Bhagya Lakshmi, Suyogini, Sanatana Lakshmi, Pushti, Rupa Lakshmi, and Mukta Lakshmi as an Ansh of Mahasiddhi. So Ganesh Murti is also associated with other Shaktis. Narada then asks Surya, Bhaskara was born from the pores of the hair on Ganesha's body. This was found in the work, this I read from the book titled Brahmanda in the Vedic Instructions. Ganesha is the embodiment of Ganesha, no doubt. Tell me the reason for his being called Lambodara in the Shrutis. Surya replied, only one Veda speaks about the incarnation of Lambodara, and that is found in Lambodara Pravachaka. There is no doubt that several universes were born from a stomach. Several Brahmas have been born from there, and in the end, they are absorbed there. In between, Gananayaka performs his Leela by incarnating as an Ansh. Therefore, he is the first worshipped before the beginning of any puja. He is the origin of all and one who bestows everything what one desires. What is the doubt now, O Brahmin? What is the doubt, O Narada? O Munishwara, Lambodara Upanishad says Brahmanaspati himself created this incarnation where the creation along with all the lokas are visible. They are visible in his stomach of the Ganesh Paramatma, including Pancham in that. The fourfold form of the word is the gross form of the world. And it is into this same world that at the end of creation or at the time of annihilation, everything gets absorbed. So you can find everything in this world in his stomach. The Jagat Jiveshwara, and therefore he is called Lambodara Ganesha Brahmanaspati. With this, we end the conversation between Surya and Narada in this session. We shall continue in the next session in Jnanasara, the first part of Vinayaka Rahasyam. Jai Gajanan.